Hi, Dr. Anita Hawk here from Hawk Chiropractic in Livermore. This month, we are focusing on helping our patients, helping you avoid a lot of painful injuries that can occur with whiplash, things like fender benders, car accidents, anything that involves something that makes your head go forward and backward, jerking it forcibly, and can cause damage and injury. Last week, I posted part one to my true, false, or my myths of car accidents that I often hear from patients for you to watch and learn a little bit about with car accidents. And today, I wanted to address one of the most common questions I get heard about car accidents, whether it's a myth or a fact, which is this. Many times, people ask me this specific question. Is it true or false that if you've been in a car accident, maybe even when you were younger, walked away without a scratch, without a bruise, without even a need for a Band-Aid, more than likely your spine hasn't suffered any injuries? What do you think about that one? Well, if your mind is already going to false, then you are correct. Oftentimes, because of the adrenaline that takes place when we've been in a car accident, meaning our body goes into this fight-flight response and our body exhibits all these chemicals that helps to protect us, kind of make us stronger, we may not feel some of the injuries that we experience or receive from a car accident until often weeks later, months later, and sometimes, oddly as it sounds, it can be several years later that you could actually start to feel some of the symptoms from a car accident. And why that happens is because as we're younger, our healing time and our flexibility and our bones are different. In fact, you might notice that some kids, they can play really, really hard because they haven't fully formed their cartilage into bone, so they suffer less injuries. Similarly, if you're younger and you've been in a car accident, if you're a teenager and you suffered a whiplash, you may walk away without having much pain or discomfort until maybe 10, 15, 20 years later. I know it sounds crazy, but this is a common phenomenon in our office, which leads me to my next myth or fact question, which is this. If several cases of arthritis that we see in the spines of our patients are linked to old whiplash, car accident, fender bender injuries, true or false? This one is true. So if you said true, you are correct. It kind of links to the previous question that I just addressed, that oftentimes you can walk away without any aches or pains and then sometimes start to feel the symptoms years later. And oftentimes, if it's years later, most commonly there has been some damage or wear and tear on that joint, which is usually what we call arthritis. When the joint starts to deteriorate, get thicker, more arthritis lays down, it's actually your body's way of protecting you of a damaged joint, of moving too much, so it starts to get arthritic to move less. So it's protection. However, it does create quite a bit of symptoms. If you have suffered with a car accident, or if you've been involved in a fender bender, any kind of whiplash injury, and you're not sure if there's damage to your spine, this is the month to get yourself into our office and get checked thoroughly and accurately to see if you might be suffering with some of the symptoms, and also to prevent injuries or arthritis that maybe we can prevent now. Don't forget that from the date of an accident, you legally have 1 year, 12 months to the day to usually file a claim so that you can get treatment covered by your insurance company. Next week, I'll share a video on some of the myths and facts in regards to insurance, car accidents, who's responsible for it, how the payment's made, because I know that's also very confusing. If this video helped you, or if you know someone this can help, please be sure to share it and look out for next week. We'll see you soon.